Welcome back to Final Fantasy XI. It's Midwest Linux Gaming. I'm your host, Stompin' Llama, and today we are going to try and save Jeuno. And at least get through the next nation quests, although there's no guarantee that that's going to be an easy thing. But we shall see. We shall see. There's 3 quests between now and then, but most of them pretty simple. First off, we're over here in Rollenberry Fields, and we need to get back to the past. And we specifically need to get to Saramong, the Saramong Champagne. As an unusual name as it is, it always is. It's always an interesting place I need to be. Right, I forget these gates just open. And honestly, that does explain the exploded ordnance holes past the first gates. Because if Jeuno's barely holding on, like they claim they are, things are not going well. And the first set of walls have been even partially breached. That's not good. Like, if they're holding out behind these walls, it's no surprise then that, it kinda does have a similar vibe. It kind of does have that kind of similar vibe. I will not disagree with you there. Then again, considering it takes place, that is one of the primary battlefields during wartime, I'm not surprised. Granted, it also kind of makes sense for there to be craters in the ground behind the actual defensive wall. So maybe that defensive wall we were behind was the fallback one, and they just haven't made it that far. But if they're getting shelled that badly, it's no wonder Jeuno's suffering pretty badly. Although it has been a while since I played Chrono Trigger. I should do that. Good goddess. That's the Gigas and the XIV working together. That's not a good thing. I've never seen such a large beastman force amassed in one place. At a glance, the two sides look to be in a deadlock. We know better. The beastmen are simply biding their time, awaiting what they think is an inevitable surrender. The Jeunoan forces are clearly in a bad way. It's hard to pit a city against an individual. Let's hurry and deliver the letter to the Archduke. Yes. Hopefully the reinforcements actually arrive quickly. The Duchy of Jeuno. ruled by Archduke Camelot, lies beyond this point. What business do you have under these foreboding circumstances?
Sir, I come bearing tidings from Sandoria on behalf of Count Boreal and Sir Ragnales of the Knights of the Ironcrest Hawk. Lizette's my name, and with me is my faithful retainer, Ragnios.
Oh, now I'm retainer now.
Here's the official letter, penned by the Count himself. Our sole endeavors to ensure that the Jeuno surrender does not come to pass. Sir, please, it's imperative that we are granted an audience with Sir Nagmalada.
Understood. Your concern for the Duchy's welfare is much appreciated. This way, if you would. Of course, anything involving Nagmalada is concerning. Oh, well, this is unfortunate.
How awful.
I mean, gates are the entrances to defensive areas. It is actually quite a useful position. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. I'm Brandolph, captain of the Ducal Guard. This man will be replaced by Wolfram later. Sir Nagmalada, I'm afraid, is presently afield on official business. It would be my honor to attend you in his stead.
Thank you, Captain. You've no doubt already
Seen with your own eyes the destruction that has befallen our once proud nation. I fear the days Jeuno could receive honored guests with such as yourselves with all its glory have become a thing of the past.
Please rest assured, for we have bring good tidings.
Let me guess, this host you actually went through?
We present ourselves before you, having successfully secured a pledge of aid from the three nations. Bastok, Windurst, and Sandoria alike are making preparations to send reinforcements to Jeuno as we speak. We beg you, sir, relay this message to Nagmalada, Sir Nagmalada.
Oh, she glimmered in the... I didn't know that was an evasion you could glimmer. That's good.
To Sir Nagmalada and Archduke Camelot, Jeuno need no longer surrender.
Your dedication to the Alliance is touching. Truly. However...
Captain?
The matter's long since settled. The Archduke... His mind will not be changed.
Huh?
Jeuno's fate is sealed. The other nations need not suffer in the wake of its death throes.
But why?
It would be wise for you to leave now, while you're still able to do so of your own accord.
What infinity hell has gotten into you people? Why are you all so quick to lose hope, so eager to throw down your arms?
You misunderstand.
Huh?
I wish nothing more than to fight to the last man, unto our dying breath. As both the duty and honor to give one's life for our nation and all its citizens is the common conviction held sacred among all those in the Ducal Guard.
Then let us fight together. Bastok, Warndurst, Sandoria, and Jeuno, side by side.
Well, is that... Ragnios? Fighting is not the only way.
Huh?
You've witnessed for yourself how this futile struggle has laid waste to Jeuno. The misery it has entailed upon soldiers and citizens both. Continuing to fight with the false hope that triumph will someday smile upon us will gain us naught but more death and devastation. This vicious circle of heartache and suffering will spread across the land like a crippling disease, plunging all of Vanadiel into the blankets of blackest depths of despair. Even if nations were to remain in the aftermath, They'd be little more than fanciful names given to piles of rubble and ash. Such a wretched existence worth the suffering. Years from now, can we say truly and believe in our hearts that we've done right by our children and theirs after them? Sir Nagmalada, he enlightened us so. Surrender does not mean defeat, nor does it spell the end. For as long as we shall live, so too will hope survive. Must have patience, for the time will come again when the children of Altana will arise and reclaim what is rightfully ours. Sir Nagmalada called the ducal group to assemble and put forth these sentiments, with Archduke Camelot himself in attendance. That's how our decision to surrender was made known to us. Again, uncomparable. We, the Ducal Guard, are sworn to protect and serve the Archduke. His fate is our fate, upholding his decision and our duty.
But the reinforcements from the three nations are on their way at this very moment. Could you at least put things on hold until they arrive?
It's too late. The Archduke's decision is final. Please understand, the thought of surrender pains us as much as it does you. We knew that the Archduke, his circle of advisors, and Sir Nagmalada had been deliberating the possibility. But, truth be told, that air of defeat could so swiftly envelop our nation's leaders gave us all pause.
Guests, have we?
Sir Nagmalada. We are under the impression that you had left to deliver the news of surrender to the other nations.
I beg your pardon, Sir Nagmalada. If my lord has understood the conversation between Captain Brandolph and myself, could surrender not be delayed?
The surrender ceremony is about to commence. It will be held deeply underground, directly beneath Heaven's Bridge. They summon us to sign the instrument of surrender in what is little more than a hole in the ground. Final act of humiliation to sweeten their moment of triumph, no doubt. Just the kind of petty things those foul pigmen would deliver pleasure from.
All personnel have been evacuated from the residential area, as you commanded.
Young lady, it would appear your efforts were in vain. I'll be glad. For now you have the chance to bear witness to a truly historic moment. The death of a nation.
We couldn't stop them. Jeuno is going to surrender. What are we supposed to do now?
Try to buy some time.
Right. It's not over till it's over. We have to find a way to stall them until help arrives. Now, the ceremony is supposed to be taking place underground. Where could the entrance be?
My lady.
I understand you've suffered much on Jeuno's behalf, and wish to express my regret for the way things have had to turn out. It's far too early for apologies. The two of us are going to head underground to where the ceremony is going to be held. There's got to be something we can still do.
That is true. If that's probably the main focal point, so yeah. It's best to start where the focal point is. I see. Up atop a defensive wall out in Batilda Downs is where you'll find your entrance. Take this key with you. You'll need it to unlock the hatch.
Thank you!
Should you do require a replacement, speak to Irwin here, and he'll provide you with one. Your courage and determination have rekindled the dwindling fire of my spirit. Truth is, we of the Ducal Guard have been grudgingly biting our tongues all this time, suppressing the burning desire to keep on fighting. To know when soldiers are so mullishly stubborn and loath to admit defeat is no lie, it would seem. As you make your way underground, so too will we prepare for our final stand against the enemy. And as for Captain Brandolph, confident it won't take much to persuade him to see things our way.
Understood.
Lizette, Rachnios, the continued existence of Jeuno's at stake. We, the Ducal Guard, humbly beseech your help in this darkest hour.
You can count on us. Our only option is to go underground and raise some hell. It's just as I thought. Keeping up the diplomatic charade was getting rather tiresome.
And so we go to interrupt the actual ceremony. Because of course that's going to work. And we need to go to Batilda Downs. Apparently Bestock has successfully defended the fields here. Yeah, this right here is the final wall of defense. So this is the inside actual wall of defense. That is the oh crap, they're just at our gates type of gate. And of course, the enemy we're going to be going up against, he's of course a paladin class. J9, K9. J and K are right here. 9, so right over somewhere in here. Turn off our auto run, and we're looking for a rampart inside of a tower. One of these towers? Probably that tower there. And as far as I can tell, the only way up is over here. So it would seem, at least. through this tower. Should be in this there it is. The underpass hatch.
Hurry! This way! There they are. Here we go!
What are we gonna do?
Well, isn't it obvious? Grace. Vigor. Charm. These are the 3 tenets of Troop Mayakov. Keep them close to heart, for the curtains are about to rise on Lilizet and Ragnios' first ever duo performance. I'll leave the ones over there in your care.
Where's Archduke Camelot? Why is he not come?
These surrounds befit not a man of its exalted stature. I shall partake in the ceremony as the Archduke's representative.
Archduke, no resistance is useless. He is stubborn, man. Good soldier, know when fight is over. Your fight now over. You press seal here. Then all your Jeuno belong to us.
Oh, he is good.
Intruder?
Well, she just killed half a dozen orcs. We're not quite as flashy.
Beautifully done!
If you want to live,
I suggest you stay put.
What happened? How can they hear?
'Cause some vermin come into these parts. Please ignore this little interruption. Who you calling vermin? Don't get you filthy hands off of me!
why is her father just constantly throwing his sword? He's constantly doing that. Why? Swords are not for throwing. That's what javelins are for, Ragnalise. Has the show started without me?
Sir Agnelis!
Well, if it isn't my dear comrade. I forgot to shut off Discord. How dare I? Well, ever fond of heroic antics, I see. And that feisty little charmer over there.
Would be happen to be my truth point girl. Anyone who dares mistreat her answers to me.
Master Markov!
Little that. Just because you've been trying to save the world doesn't mean you're excused from lessons. Though polishing duties for 1 month.
No, anything but that. Forgive me, Master Markov.
I'm pleased you arrived, Sir Agnelis. How goes the kingdom's preparations for surrender?
You know as well as I how Sandoria feels on that front. Now, if you don't mind a change of conversation topic, Jeuno appears to have a monster infestation problem. We took the liberty of ridding the duchy of some on our way here.
At least our infestation problem wasn't sufficiently severe.
Who are you, really? What are you playing at?
Sir Agnelis, your condition...
You needn't worry. I'm back at my strapping best thanks to the medicine you and Rachnios brought me.
Great!
You look like 10 soldiers and fashion models. Bagwab job, a good soldier. Good soldier underestimate not opponent. Now we... Ah, Bastock's here too. What?
Terribly sorry for the delay. We were relayed by a persistent band of orcs who wouldn't take no for an answer.
Sorry excuse for appetizers they were. That's no big deal, because I'm famished enough to skip straight to the main course. You cuz. Boss, they solely got Rando's honor. We tear them to many pieces. Me, I have a feeling that's not the real Nagmalada. Steel yourselves, pigmen! For by the morrow, none of you shall breathe Jeuno air! Come now! Don't be shy. Zazag's gonna personally discipline each and every one of you. Such ill manners. You very disappoint Gwabjob. Now no more nice gentlemen. Negotiation are over. You are on way to destruction. So it begins. What in the goddess's name? Who could be... Who else but that young dancer and her companion? Barnabas, you told them of the hatch and even went as far as to give them the key, didn't you? I'm not sure I understand, Captain. If I may be so bold, a key has gone missing from the vault isn't something you'd overlook, sir. Unless there were other reasons for you not pursuing the matter. What's done is done. I, too, am but a mullishly fool. mullishly stubborn. Gah, soldier of Jeuno. And a fool as well. Unsheath your weapons! The bridge to surrender has been raised. Only one path remains. Jeuno will not yield. Not this day. Not ever.
Winters, Cancerian War Warlocks reporting for duty. Our mercenaries have entered the underground passage to aid Wade in the skirmish that has broken out there. The path should be cleared before long.
You have our gratitude. Hear me well. Our brothers and sisters in the Alliance fight beside us. Fight well, and shame not the proud name of Jeuno's ducal god. The show appears to have begun in earnest. Time for us to pull up our socks and put this underground side act to the sword. Gutrenders, we teach enemy true meaning of fear! Everyone, lend me your ears! For this battle we engage the enemy in 4 groups. The Ironcrest Hawks and Troop Mayakov together form the first. The Iron Rams and the 7th Corps and the Cobra Mercenaries make the remaining 3. There will be no fancy military maneuvering, no micromanagement of strategy. Our objective is plain and simple: the complete and utter annihilation of the enemy.
Just that kind of thing my Cobras specialize in. Less is more, is what I always say.
Rachnios, your task is to closely monitor the battle's progress by making your rounds to each group. Understood? Finally, some opponents may offer my Iron Rams a semblance of challenge. Let the games begin, I say. My fists are itching like crazy, and there's only one known cure. May the goddess watch over you.
Niels, don't you even dare think about falling in battle. I won't forgive you if you do.
And now we begin the actual battle. I should have actually changed out my pants. I'm wearing the speed pants, not the actual armor pants. Not that it makes much difference. We're gonna need some trusts up. Grab what ones we can. Shantoto. Grab Shantoto as well. Oh, that's too many. We're gonna drop Prish. Because I forgot I needed to grab a healer just in case. We haven't needed one yet, but definitely in Seekers, we're gonna need that. And we specifically also need to take out each of the beastmen groups. They should appear in waves. Of course, the allies are supposed to actually be doing something as well. Don't seem to be. At least, maybe it's because I didn't talk to them. Or maybe it's something else. Unknown. Say we throw it on a meditate. Well, those ones are all down. That wave is dead. There's nothing specifically on here about, Oh, there they are. Now they're moving. Now they've begun to move. We took out the Jeuno one before they had a chance to engage. The big thing is there's the boss we need to take care of. But he won't spawn until all these groups are dead. And there's nothing in here about trying to keep an NPC alive, because that would just be painful. Oh, they got stopped, apparently these ones did. Well, they appear to have stopped, which is hopefully a good sign. Ah, here's the other half of the orcs. They're all the way up here. Millennial is, as always, extremely useful. Oh, one gladiator survived. He has like no health. Hey, how's it going? How's it going, Kyo? We're just, defending Jeuno by, in the past. By uniting the countries under one unified temporary banner. Oh, I'm surprised these guys actually survived that attack. Normally, Millennial's attack will instantly kill them. That's true, because I was gonna say it's half the time. Sometimes you're awake at the normal stream time of 12:30 a.m., but not normally. One lone Kadev remains other than the boss. He will not survive. Zazag fell? Oh no. Not Zazag. And there's the boss. He's a paladin, which this is a nice thing that 11 and 14 doesn't do. Because he's a paladin, he can use their move Invincible, which literally makes him invincible multiple times in a fight. Because enemies have the same access to the same jobs you do with all their abilities. That's more annoying than you think it is. It's at 100 at item level 119, it's less bad. But it is still obtuse and obscure. Is it over?
Magnios! Are you injured? Did you take any wounds?
Quite literally, no. Thanks for your concern, little missy. But it's gonna take more than that to ruffle up one of my young bloods.
Suppose you're right.
By the way, she is also one of the few half-bloods of... In fact, the only half-blood you see in the game. Yes, that is the main dancer outfit from the current raid in 14, and that's because she is the important NPC. Reminder, your character in 11 is kind of the side character who does things. There's always the main protagonist NPC, who oddly enough is always a woman. I don't know why. But yeah, it's her story, and we're just kind of here helping. By the way, this is also her father, who has not had children yet. She's 15, by the way. I figured I'd point that out.
An award-winning performance by the entire cast. Bravo! Bravo!
My profound apologies for undermining your authority, but seeing as how Jeuno needs no longer surrender, I'm inclined to say that things worked out for the better. I trust there'll be no hard feelings between us. Time travel and alternate dimensions. 11 gets very weird very quickly, and it does not explain itself much at all.
So Magnolotta?
That's not Magmalada.
That ornament. So that's how it is. Today's events will be of no consequence. The Battle of Jeuno marks but the beginning. We shall meet again.
By the way, Nagmalada is an antagonist from... Chains? He was from Chains and Rise of Zillart. Or Zillart.
What are you all doing here?
Oh, it gets very confusing. We haven't even talked about the Kite Siths. What?
I traveled to the other nations only to learn upon arrival that reinforcements had already been established at Jeuno. That such carnage could have transpired during my brief absence.
Then who were we just...
Lilizette, we have encountered the enemies who can take on the form of other people. Is it surprising they took on the form of Nagmalada, as evil as this man is?
It couldn't be.
Yes, it is! Good lord. More importantly, what of the Beastmen force?
Yes. They've altered their course and are now heading away from Jeuno. The duchy is in your debt.
It's kind of a bootstrap paradox, but kind of also split timeline. Yeah.
Archduke Camelot will be making a victory declaration shortly. I shall see you all above.
And yes, I purposely made him kind of a slimy voice because he's kind of a slimy character. Always has been. Always will. Loading, 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 loading. Ah, we finally loaded in. I'll be damned. It's a ravaged battlefield if I ever seen one. The beastmen are supposed to have altered their course, but to where? Captain of the Ducal Guard, Brandolph, at your service. Well met, Captain. I am Ragnarly's B. Bellamont of the Knights of the Ironcrest Hawk. That was an accent I randomly did. Huzzah! It's to you. Jeuno owes a survival. Thank you. It isn't much. Please accept this Jeunoan flag as a small token of our appreciation. And there's the Duke in his traditional garb.
Well, would you look at that? If it isn't the Archduke in the flesh.
You've probably never seen Camelot in his normal garb that's not his armor. Quite the rare treat, so I'm told. My friends. Does not that color speak of him being an evil being? Seriously. That collar on his cape. It was a long and bitter battle. In their masses the enemy came. From the darkness they struck. Wall after wall, fortification after fortification fell to their ruthless advance. Driven as we were to the farthest precipice of oblivion. For a time, it seemed all of Jeuno would never see the light of dawn. But their sharpest blades could not cut down our pride, nor could their heaviest boulders crush our courage. Before the impregnable fortress of our resolve, the enemy faltered. They cowered. They ran. Etch this moment now deep in your hearts and minds. For victory belongs to us, the children of Altana. Rejoice, for we have triumphed! Triumphed? In this wretched state? You've got to be kidding me.
Certainly. A poor choice of words.
That Archduke. What could possibly going through that mind of his? Yeah, none of these people know he's a Xylartian that's 10,000 years old. Like, that is well not common knowledge for another 25 years? And even then, not everyone knows that. In fact, Lilizette has no idea. The only one who knows is us. And we don't get a chance to tell them either. Basically. I mean, the amount of similarities between 11 and 14's story with the Rise of Xylart and Chains of Promethea are stupid. As you get to point out to Prish. And there's the Kite Siths.
Things have gone as planned. The beastmen have plotted a new destination. Altered their course. To...
Oh, right, Tavnazia exists. It hasn't been isolated and nearly destroyed yet. Oh, right. I forgot about that. We have to ensure Tavnazia falls apart and nearly is destroyed. Right, I forgot about that. We gotta see hundreds and thousands of people killed in a Beastman invasion, too, because bootstrap paradoxes. Time travel, isn't it glorious? We get to kill thousands! Because we have to, because time says we have to let that happen.
Does this mean the balance has been restored? Situation normal?
Oh, by the way, there's multiple kite Siths. There were 9 of them. There are now 7 of them. I will tell you that 2 of them got murdered. And it was murder. Premeditated at that.
But it cannot be helped. The project's successful completion takes precedence over our individual survival. Our very lives.
It's probably actually one being. And since they're a cat, cat's 9 lives. These are the individual 9 lives of this one entity. They also have very distinct personalities, which is also quite funny.
The others took their sweet time. Getting late. Could something have fallen to them? A little trouble befallen? Now, what are you suggesting what I'm thinking? A dreaded thought?
Yeah, one of them, that one's always upside down. I do not know why.
No, this won't do! Worrying won't get us nowhere! No use! We still have much work to do! So let's step 2, people! Chop chop! If nobody minds, I'll wait a little longer for the others. Wait and see. Why, how very thoughtful of you! Most considerate.
They also act as a kind of democracy and council, where they vote on courses of action and things.
But how they knew to remind us remains a mystery still.
Kite Siths are rather unusual creatures. Let me guess, Sia. You're a traitor.
What took you so...
Oh, one more has been killed. One more has been killed. That's unfortunate. That one makes number 3. Number 3, you say? Care to remind me how many there were in total? No, that's not what I meant to say. It was, the others sort of managed to, well, escape. I'm so sorry. Please shed that false flesh of yours. Thank you. And you deemed it unnecessary to share this little fact with me? I'm sorry. Please don't get angry. Be silent. You have 2 choices. Accepting the consequences here and now, or reporting your failure directly to Lady Lilith. Which will it be? No, not that! Please, forgive me. I promise to be good from now on. I swear it'll never happen again. Consider yourself warned. We shall have to rely on him again and appropriate the information we need. That is in fact a Kate Sith. There was in fact a traitor in their midst. I shall tolerate no further failures. Is that clear? You say that, but Lady Lilith is probably significantly more frightening than him. Yes, yes. The situation is grave without blundering on your part. Yes, even the evil Kite Sith is still very much a Kite Sith. If I may speak. Yes, if I may speak. They've gotten cocky lately, just because they won at Jeuno. Some kick to have, considering they don't know the truth of things. And I ran into that odd pair again when I was last seen to the felines. You know, the ones who buried me in Megalareg, the Hume and that pointy-eared girl. That girl. That she's here now in this same age would mean that's a distinct possibility. So, there's others besides ourselves? I wish I knew that'd be a reason why things weren't proceeding so smoothly. She will have to be removed, eventually. For as long as she exists, her aspirations shall never be realized. No, it's unfortunate for her. For now, however, our priorities are clear. The securement of the matron's person. And the elimination of those meddling felines. Yes, sir. The time has come. Let us be there to receive her. Ho 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 ho! And you thought 14 had long cutscenes. We're still going. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do Lilith justice, but I shall try. And that is a very unique model. Oddly enough, more clothed than I thought you would be. We've awaited your arrival, my lady. The others are afield, carrying out your bidding. No effort is being spared to ensure the plan comes to fruition. Oh, thank God, they don't have or actually say anything important. Oh, cutscene finally over. Woo! That was a long one. And notice how they just spawned us back at the center of the loading area for the map? Because it's like, yeah, they're not even going to try and keep track of where you were. Honestly, I'm surprised she was wearing just a very long black dress like that. I was expecting more of the standard succubus uniform that you find in most Japanese media, to be honest. But having done that, we finally have gotten through that section of the main story, which is only mission number 14 of 54. There are 40 more missions, but we can't do any more of them because now it is time to continue the Bastok storyline. What is happening in Bastok? How are they handling their own particular crisis of everything? Bastok with its random tower where a fountain will be in 20 years. I never understood why you would just build that tower there and then just blow it up in like 25 years, in less than 20 years. And put a fountain there of all things. That's a lot of effort for not a lot of reward. Like, who would actually do that? I mean, yeah, I could see, like, these wooden barricades and things, you know, tearing those down once the war gets settled, but a stone tower? You're just gonna leave that tower there. No one's gonna question that. Alright, Red Canyon, we need to leave and then come back. Oh, this is gonna kill my voice, because these are gonna be the low voices, because this is Bastok. Yeah! What was that? It came from over there. Oh, this is the scholar lady. Or, what happened? There. Oh, not another dead body. Is it another Tonberry assassin, maybe? Is he dead? The cuts on his forehead look like almost a pattern. But where do I know it from? I think I remember now. Darksteel Hurricane! He's back! You serious? We have to reform the military police right away! Alright, come on, let's go! Oh. Another murder investigation, it seems. Still a hint of warmth to his body. The man was slain here not more than 2, maybe 3 hours ago. One clean slash severing the spinal cord was all it took. It's no ordinary killer we're dealing with. The pattern gruesomely carved into the victim's forehead. It's all the evidence we need. The murderer's identity is beyond doubt. Blast it! Not a moment after we announce heightened security, and this happens right under our noses. The reputation of the police, military police, will be in shambles. We've had enough negative publicity for one day. Send those sightseers on their way and clean up this mess. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Oh, another murder. Oh no. Whatever could be the reason. Surely not someone trying to stir up the racial tensions in Bastok again. Surely not. Why would they ever want to do that? Last time it was a Tonberry's fault. Let's see. Oh, the half-bundled scrolls. And we get to talk to our good friend Gentle Tiger again. This poor Gulka, this poor guy. He just gets to be a witness to all these comings and goings. Long time no see. And no doubt news of serial killings have reached your ears. Victims number 4. Counting. It is, of course, unless the Mithril Musketeers have anything to say about it, orders are to conduct an investigation have been issued from above. Or so I'm told. But to be honest, the Mithril Musketeers are a little short-handed at the moment. They could certainly use your help again. There are entire organizations that don't exist in modern Bastok. Like, the military police are just gone. Toxgel Hurricane? Are you absolutely positive? The most recent victim's post is the Department of Industry. The cruelly methodical nature in which he was slain. And lastly, the mark carved into his forehead. All of them strongly suggest Darksteel Hurricane's involvement. Curses! It's been nothing but that cold-hearted kill. Nothing's been heard about of that. Let's try this the 3rd time. But nothing's been heard of that dark, cold-blooded killer for years. It's not uncommon for criminals to go into hiding from time to time, waiting for the authorities to slip into complacency. But how fares the investigation? I fear there's little to report at present. Time has scarcely elapsed since the investigation orders were issued. That's so. I'm inclined to believe differently. Well, I do know of the circumstances that led your Mithril Musketeers being relieved of its customary role as the President's personal escort. And I truly do empathize with your desire to rid your unit of the burden of ignominy. But it cannot be denied your unit has severely undermanned at the undertaking of this magnitude. Therefore, I offer you the first cooperation of the 1st Brigade. The 1st Brigade. I was under the impression the 1st Brigade had already been signed the security of His Excellency, the President, in our stead. A superfluous concern. A good half of my 40 soldiers can be easily spared to for an investigative effort without compromising the President's security. We're grateful for your offer. One more thing. There's a theory which explains how Darksteel Hurricane was able to evade capture during his previous reign of terror. That is, the presence of an informant, a traitor, in our ranks. Be careful with whom you privilege with access to classified information. Your concern couldn't be more misplaced. The bond of mithril my people share is stronger than that of any steel. I trust each and every one of them with my life. And yes, this includes the traitor who tried to kill the President last time. He's reformed since then. That's most reassuring. Well then, I'll set my people to work at once. Full cooperation? Pshaw! It's one thinly veiled war declaration, if you ask my humble opinion. I'm sorry. All this is my doing. Yes! You shouldn't have tried to kill the President and betray all of Bastok. God, you were an idiot. Don't pay it any mind, 5 moons. All we have is to locate and apprehend the killer before those Knopf's investigators do. As simple an operation as they come.
You're right. It's the least I can do to repay the person for his kindness he showed me.
That's more like the old 5 moons. Let's go knock that Iron Musketeer's captain off his gilded saddle.
Captain, I've been meaning to ask about your alignment. How are have your bouts of dizziness abated? I stand before you, don't I? There'll be enough time later to fret over my health. Best we focus our efforts now on capturing our man before the 1st Division get their ambitious hands on him. Exploit all the information networks to their fullest extent, be they underworld or beastmen. Spare no coin to procure the intelligence we need. Operation is commenced. A moment, Captain. There's one thing I'd like to ascertain before our investigation begins in earnest. And what is that? As Captain Bartholomew mentioned earlier, no incident linked to Darksteel Hurricane has occurred in years. So why now? Why make a return to the fray now, when the climate of discontent during the recent Gulkan uprising would have been infinitely more auspicious to his cause? Captain, I must confess I'm being plagued with similar doubts. The Darksteel Hurricane of old exclusively targeted high-ranking officials, those who only dare travel in the company of a small army. But this time, among the victims are government officers of no notable standing, and even family members who were unfortunate enough to witness the unspeakable deed. This indiscriminate slaughter of innocent citizens tells me something is sorely amiss. Zaid is remaining uncharacteristically quiet, but it is characteristic of him to be quiet.
Captain, could our suspect be in fact a copycat, rather than the real Darksteel Hurricane?
All possibilities must be taken into consideration. But now is the time for action, not speculation. Lives may be lost while we stand here idly dwelling on inconsequential details.
There's a reason we don't see him without his mask, and I have suspicions. Yes, ma'am. But I think that will be revealed in time. And now we have to go talk to some random people. Quite literally, just random people. Let's see if I can't find any of them first. Kind of. Kind of. Big Orf. He's way down there. Let's see, we're looking for Paul, who's up there. And Wilhelmia. Well, he's kind of Batman. He just kind of appears, does things, shoot, up until he shows up into the main storyline in Rise of Xylart. He just kind of exists sometimes. He's kind of just randomly showing up. Like, he's the Dark Knight guy who gives you your Dark Knight greatswords. He literally just shows up out of the shadows and goes, here's a sword, kill 100 things, and then vanishes. So you don't even know if he's like a ghost or whatever.
What? You're on the trail of the Darksteel Hurricane? I don't seem to be crazy. So I gather you're either a musketeer or part of that surly police unit. Not that it's anything bearing on the law-abiding citizen like me. But getting back to the subject, I take it you already know he wears a menacing scar on his forehead. Those who've met a brutal end by his cruel hand have all turned up with an identical wound carved onto their foreheads. One that could be easily hidden by a half mask. But no one would do that. Certainly not. Speculation abounds on his motives. But if you ask me, only vengeance can so fuel a man's desire for blood. And he most certainly wouldn't turn into a very loyal citizen and upper echelon military personnel, wholly loyal to the country. No, he most certainly would never do that. Just thinking about it makes my skin crawl. You certainly won't catch me going on any late-night strolls anymore. Nor do I intend to linger in the presence of a Gulka whose forehead I cannot see. Except for maybe Zaid. Zaid would never hurt anybody, ever. Past or present, never. That man deserves to wear his half mask. I advise you to do the same.
Granted, this is me throwing in a bunch of... everything that's not in the text is me speculating, because very specifically, I know what lies under that mask. And I could be entirely wrong and it not be him. But it could very well have at one time been him. I don't know why. They could very well be pulling a, They could very, very well be pulling a... It looks like it could be, but nope, not him. They could be doing that, as they've been known to do. Wrong direction! I mean, Zaid has an unknown past. Like, no one really talks about his past before he became the Mithril Musketeer. He's kind of just... Your Batman analogy is not off. He very clearly was, at some point in his past, part of the revolutionary effort. But doesn't support that now at all. So on the hunt for Darksteel Hurricane. So the recent murders occurring within the Republic's walls have been traced back to him. First, question for me. Do you know the man who came to be feared by the name Darksteel Hurricane? It was inspired by none other than the suit of dark steel armor he dons. With it, he can materialize unnoticed and melt back into the shadows at will. Or so the rumors claim. Such is the speed at which he dispatches his victims. Their lives are said to leave them long before the empty vessel of their bodies can crumble to the ground in a crimson mess. He is no creature of this world. Of that I'm certain. Well, you're probably not entirely wrong. And now we have to track down this Paul. Who I believe, if I'm remembering my map, said he was over here somewhere. Ah, there he is. Did you hear about it? Did I hear you right? Asking me what I know about Darksteel Hurricane? What's the big idea? If I find death to my door with a conversation topic like that, sorry won't cut it if I end up being next to line a pool of my own blood. You promise you'll catch him before he can lay a finger on me? Alright.
He didn't hear from me. Are we clear? He said to wield a great sword with fearsome proficiency. I dare not imagine how much blood has been spilt in order to quench his blade's insatiable thirst. It's like the sword asks for more and more blood. Only a Dark Knight would do that.
Now, yes, I'm laying it on absolutely thick. But honestly, I don't know. Zayd is just highly suspicious of being Darksteel Hurricane. But of course he can't admit to it. Not after you've reformed. A gentle tiger. You're not a good gatekeeper, you know that, right?
Gods have mercy. Oh, it's just you. Don't sneak up on me like that.
Hey, don't give me the wrong idea. It's not like I'm afraid to have a run-in with Darksteel Hurricane or anything. As a matter of fact, I'd welcome the opportunity to bump into that despicable fiend in a dark alley. Yeah, that's right. And when I do, I'll send him to the Dreamline with an authentic Gulkin chokehold. He'll be down for the count before he even has a chance to fumble for the hilt of his razor. Sharp, blood-stained blade that's rumored to slice through limbs as if they were pumpkin pie. Acneos, how goes the investigation? Were you able to unearth any clues pointing towards Darksteel Hurricane? Only that he suspiciously sounds like Zayd. I see. Impressive detective work as always. Contingent upon the matter of intelligence we acquire from Blatherix. Oh, I can talk to Blatherix. Huh? What's this talk of goblins, you ask? Determining the suspect's appearance and characteristics is but the beginning. Narrowing down his location is the next logical step. For this, I've had to mind to tap into the Goblin's expansive information network. After all, the GIA is the greatest intelligence organization on the planet. The Goblin Intelligence Agency. It's just the goblins. They just know everything. You've already acquainted yourself with Blatherix, am I not mistaken? Yeah, we've had a run-in with them. In that case, I'd be most obliged if you could seek him out and see if you can offer anything else on Darksteel Hurricane. I'd see to it myself, but still a few leads I'd need to verify. Preferably sooner rather than later. Now, before we talk to Blatherix, who I believe is just over here, like they've made their home by these cannons, if I'm remembering correctly. Yes, there they are. We need to swing by the auction house because there's items we need to trade them. So we're gonna travel to normal Bastok. Time for 25 years of time travel! 2025, somewhere in there. I can't remember if it's 20 or 25. It's less than 30. And see, the tower is gone. It is now a fountain. Why would you destroy the fountain? Unknown. Why would you destroy that tower? Unknown. Anyway, bid, others, beast made. Sort by name. Goblin mess tin. What is your price history on those? Those are going for 30,000 apiece. Of course they are. But there's more. They're gonna need more things than that. Because goblins are slightly greedy. But then again, what else were we gonna do with this type of thing? Lower Jeuno. And then we go to Windhurst. Let's see, and since they've got a goblin name, they're probably a goblin. Which would put them in the goblin store, most likely. Which is right here. Maybe not. They might not be in here. And we're looking for Pawcrix. It looks like they might be further back. Deeper and deeper into the goblin's main location. There you are. I did not realize this goblin sold stew 880. Since when does this goblin... This is a very important item. I didn't realize you could just buy it from this goblin. Anyway, we were here to buy some mush pot. That's used for expanding your inventory. Which is extremely useful, because that gives you, you know, up to 80 slots of items in your inventory. And your bag. Which is a separate inventory altogether. And Windhurst. Woods, was it? Waters. The other Windhurst. And now we need to find some twinkle powder, which can be bought from someone. Let's see, and they're supposedly down at H9. They're probably in this shop. You. Da-da-da-da. Twinkle powder. And now we have everything the goblin could ever want. And so back to Wings of the Goddess area, Bastok S, during the Shadow War. it could be something like Hawdale, but we've only ever been introduced to two of the Shadow people, Hawdale and I've already forgotten the other guy's name. While it could be someone like them, we've only ever been introduced to the two of them. Alright, Blatherix. We might as well introduce ourselves and see what you want.
I'm a trader. Got anything to trade? Settling for one Darksteel Hurricane, are we? Fella's been making a lot of headlines for all the wrong reasons. Sounds kind of dangerous to me, but business is business. So what you got for me on him so far?
Knows about hiding his forehead. Decked out in dark steel armor. Wields a great sword.
Could've sworn Zian, no.
I've gotten all my swords mixed up. Sorry, buddy, but I got zilch for you this time.
But I know guys, fellow gobbies on the Information Network. The GIA, the GIN, excuse me, the GIN, who might have what you're looking for.
Today's your lucky day. We meeting in a bit, so you can tag along.
There's just one teeny weeny little problem though. It's a gobbies only meeting, and no outsider who's filched a gander can ever be allowed to walk out one piece. But if we use goblin dust, yeah, it might work. Bring me a goblin mestin, mush pot, and a pinch of twinkle powder, and I'll cook you up a dose of goblin dust. Get it? Got it? Good.
And of course, one of these items, that tin, is of course a drop from an enemy. Like the random ones you get. Like this glue. I have no clue what this glue is used for. Half the time they don't have a use listed on the wiki. Where's the rest of that? Ah, there's the mush pot. And I missed the twinkle powder somewhere. I missed it a second time. Go through one at a time. This way I don't miss it. I did buy that, yes? No, the twinkle powder. Quite literally, I did not. I was in the shop and everything, but apparently I did not hit yes to confirm to buy it. Of course. I thought I hit yes, but again, too many confirmation boxes. Just too many confirmation boxes. Like, even if 11 was a traditional JRPG, that's too many boxes to just constantly have to go through. Yep. I now have the twinkle powder. Again. I guess I just walked into the store and asked the shopkeep, hey, do you have any twinkle powder? And she said yes, and I just left. Don't you just hate it when people do that? If you've ever worked retail, I hated when people do that. And then I became the person I hate the most. I haven't worked retail in decades, and I was never part of the front public side facing anyway. Because that'd drive me mad. I mean, that would drive me crazy. That really would. Now, there you are. Your mush pot. Your twinkled powder. And your tin. Oh, looks good. We're good to go. Pay close attention, though, because I'm only going to do this once. Combine the mess tin and the goblin mush pot. Oh! Step 2. Toss in the pinch of twinkle powder, like so. It's all in the wrist, you see? Oh! Step 3. Incantate the magic words. Oh, Gobby, I love your way every day. I want to be like you night and day. Oops, almost went too far. Went and forgot to add the active ingredient. Oh! Oh, I don't want to know what that was. And voila! Home-style goblin dust. Just like Mama used to make. Oh, it turned purple! And poisony. The meeting's about to start, so hurry up and scuff it down. No time for water! Yes, that is the boss music from Horley Peak. And that is the sound that makes when you die. We are now a goblin. Ah, high time you came too. They say first-timers are hit the hardest. No time to rest. We don't want to keep the others waiting. We gobbies are nothing if not punctual, you know. We are now goblin. Welcome one and all to the picturesque war-ravaged Republic of Bestock. The 999th meeting of the Goblin Information Tycoons, the GIT, is now in session. First on the agenda, the latest from each region. Muckpads, take it away! The Centaurians have been pulling their hair out by the handful, wondering why they can't get no ground on the orcs. They suspect an infiltrator in their ranks, but they ain't getting closer to the truth. They're desperate, fellas, real desperate. Meaning, they're willing to pay a premium for any tidbits of intel that can help turn the war. Any of you's got something on this, share it with yours truly, and I'll sure to make it worth your while. Yeah, that would definitely confuse you. Understood. Next, muzzle spout. We got ourselves a potential customer on that Yogoro. They be wanting to skinny on the Windows crew, especially any dirt on that bandaged bigwig. It smells good beast coin here, fellas. Mountains of it. And appreciate any pair of hands to be helping with the digging. Sounds mighty promising. I'll sign Fuzzy Lens to assist you. Moving on, Limp Ears. I picked up some discount Gigas gossip from the Ladav. Santung. When I,
went while walkabout to Volcarl Inlet? Any takeovers? It's price to move. Limp ears, that information isn't worth its weight in chocobo bedding. Don't you have anything worth sharing? Give me a cent. I'm sure I got something. Yeah, that's it. I was like frolicking about prospecting out on Saruta Barututa just the other day when a bunch of lycodium saplings sprout right before my eyes. I was like, whoa! How's about that for a scoop, eh? Scoop? You've got to be kidding me.
You call yourself a git?
Hang your head in shame. Sorry.
Now, fellas,
all playing on the same team here. Fresh, marketable information ain't easy to come by. Got nothing new to share myself this time. But I did bring an enthusiastic buyer with deep pockets near bursting with gill. Hear him out, will ya? Sorry, haven't seen the fellow you're looking for. I'm in Galka in Sandoria, so I'd remember if I saw one like you described. And unless he got himself a real scorcher of a ship, he won't be seeing him anywhere near Windhurst in a hurry. I could be in lots of places, but definitely not the Federation. I've like totally seen him. Are you sure, Limp Ears? We're talking about a Gulka here, not a Gubu. Hey, I'm lazy, not blind. I know what I saw. The Gulka, he was like... What? You waiting for a drum roll or something? Go on, spit it out. Something stinks. Like people. Well, we are in town, you know. I bet a Manreek is nothing out of the ordinary. No, he's right. Stinks close. Too close for comfort. They smell us. Jeuno Coplin. You might, like, be able to pull over my eyes and stuff, but not my nose. Shoot. Badgermaw! What are you trying to pull here? You used Coplin dust, didn't you? Known for well, it's forbidden. We have to turn you into chocobo fodder. I'm sorry. I didn't mean any harm. Let me explain. This here's no ordinary guest. He's the sixth member of the Mithril Musketeers.
Ha! And I'm the Shadow Lord.
A Mithril Musketeer.
Hold it!
I got a proposition for you. Take me to your headquarters, and I'll, like, totally tell your captain everything I know about the so-called Darkspiel furry mane. Can't even get his name right. Lamp ears, you'd forsake the time-honored rules of our gobbies, of our grand gobbies, for just a few extra beastman coins jangling around in your gobby bag? Rules schmools. Imagine the possibility of being in the Mithril Musketeers payroll. And sticking to a couple of moldy old traditions worth passing up such a delicious opportunity? Look me dead in the eye and tell me this isn't a total win-win situation. Dang it, Limp Ears, you can be real persuasive sometimes, you know that? Alright then, I'm with you on this one. And I'm with you too. You go and get them musketeers so hooked on our intel they won't know what to do without coming to us no more. Looks like the situation worked itself out. Whoopsie! Now granted, how goblins can smell with those masks on, with those gas masks on, I don't know.
but we've never seen a goblin in 11 without their gas mask on. We've seen them in 14, but 14 is a different beast altogether. Alright, gentle tiger. Hey, is that a goblin standing there, or are these back-to-back sentry shifts taking their toll on me? Okay. It's good to hear I'm not hallucinating. Yet. Are you saying that little fella can tell us where Darksteel Hurricane's hiding now? Well, Rachnio seems to trust you, so I'll let you through. But try anything funny, and you'll wonder why I have gentle in my name. Got that? I mean, this is one of the few Gulka who, when the Gulkan uprising, didn't fight alongside his fellow Gulkan. He's very incompetent, mind you, but he's got a heart of gold. He's very bad at his job. But he's loyal to a fault.
We've been waiting for you.
Hey, this stuff's... It's a pretty spiffy place you got here. I like your taste in interior design. So anyway, which one's the captain? Mr. Beardo or the sweet-looking redhead? Mithril Musketeers Captain Clara Bester at your service. Now, what may we call you? The name's Limp Ears. I hear you're so intersuspected in, catching a certain Gulka I happen to have caught sight of recently. So, what's this morsel of information worth to you? Shall we say 10 gold beast coins? I don't like dealing spare change, but I'll let you off for a special price just this once. See, now, it's totally your first time and all. Listen up, then. The Volcurl Inlet. That's where I spotted your Gulka.
Oh? Is that all you have for us? Perhaps our beast coins are better spent elsewhere.
No. There's more. I saw him near, a waterfall. A place your people call, Pipsqueak Falls? Or something along those lines.
Pipereed Falls. That's in the vicinity of the Bertelgen Bridge, where our forces recently clashed with the enemy. You have our gratitude. Should this information lead to the capture of Darksteel Hurricane, I'll see to it that you receive further recompense for your troubles.
Whoa! You certainly know how to scratch a guy the right way, lady. We're assuming you're male, though we don't know with goblins. They appear to not suffer any form of sexual dimorphism, I think. Pleasure doing business with ya.
The pleasure's all ours, Limpias. The Republic looks forward to our continued cooperation.
Just wait till the other rivers hear about this. Totally gonna go down in history as the greatest git ever to have lived. They definitely have a similar kind of look to them, that is for certain. Goblins, moblins. There are male and female goblins, but we can never tell the difference physically. Captain Clara, I'm not sure I agree on your stance on allowing beastmen to run amok on the metalworks within earshot of the President's office. Ah, that would explain it.
Captain Bartholomew. A pleasant surprise. I was about to have word sent to you. The goblin whom you just saw leave now furnished us with intelligence on the probable location of Darksteel Hurricane.
The goblin? Truly? I find that matter hard to believe.
We have no reason to doubt his reliability as an informant. My unit will hasten to Volcurl Inlet at the earliest opportunity. Needless to say, we intend to apprehend our target upon discovery. Can we still count on the full cooperation of your 1st Brigade in this matter?
Captain!
But of course, the 1st Brigade wishes nothing more than the expendious capture of Darksteel Hurricane. What is the strategy?
The strategy. 1G in there.
Strategy to be employed in this manhunt. The docket's current base of operation is believed to be within close proximity to the Pipereed Falls and Volcurl Inlet. Search participants will form an ever-tightening grid of encirclement within a set radius of the location,
with the goal of flushing Darksteel Hurricane into the Beltline Bridge where he'd have no place to run or hide.
You've read my mind, Captain.
Very well. I'll have both the Musketeers and Junior Musketeers alike prepare for immediate departure.
You have our gratitude.
It is a little suspicious how he just kind of jumped into helping. Captain, capturing Darksteel Hurricane is the Mithril Musketeers' best shot at restoring its redemption, its reputation. I'm not oblivious to the assurance that their greater numbers offer. Our target is but one man.
Volca? More innocent lives may be lost while we clamber about trying to regain the public's trust. What is the reputation of the Mithril Musketeers when compared to the safety of the citizens?
You're right, ma'am. Please, forgive my naivete.
I'm glad you understand. Now then, Rakdos, Volker, you two are to accompany me to Volcurl Inlet. Let's make ready to leave at once.
Yes, ma'am.
That's true, but we also don't see 5 moons anywhere either, so we have 2 suspicious Golka, although 5 moons is significantly younger. I mean, he's quite literally mentioned when he betrays that he's just really young and naive. Kind of stupid. Very impulsive is probably the better term. He's a very impulsive young Golka. Probably put him at the equivalent of 20 years at most. And that's survival guide. That's survival warp. We'll find out where Zaid is. Oh, that was the other thing, is 5 Moons did hold Darksteel Hurricane as a hero and a role model to look up to. Hence why he got involved in the whole revolution thing that horribly fell apart, which is a good thing. Okay, it's not the Norvaland front. It's not the Ronfar front. It's not the Gustaberg front. There it is. Up, up, and away!
And they're up over at F6, which is, I think, just across the bridge. Now, we've also had the issue of what in 14 would be called Void Scent. Taking on the forms of people. So this could be something like a demon. It could be something like an Araman. We don't know. But Zaid continues to be highly suspicious.
You're finally here. The 1st Brigade has been putting on quite a show, conducting a street sweep of the search perimeter without care for discretion. For a man is hiding in the facility to be alerted to our presence by now. In attempting to avoid detection, the man will unknowingly wander into the trap we've set up for him at the bridge. Are you people ready, Captain Bartholomew?
Of course. 1st Brigade, 2 positions.
Yes, sir.
Captain Clara, I sincerely hope something good will come out of your taxpayer-financed purchase of Goblin intelligence.
Telltale signs that a lone Golka indeed inhabits this part have been discovered. I'm confident that our man will show.
Someone approaches. The target has taken the bait. Move in. Yeah. Don't take another step, fiend. We, the Iron Musketeers, have you completely surrounded. Surrender your weapon and submit yourself peacefully. Looks like we have a stubborn one on our hands. Not that I expected different. I repeat, surrender your weapon and submit yourself peacefully. This is your final warning. It could very well be final. It could be either one. They've got both similar faces. That's the problem. Granted, most characters in 11 have the same face because there's only like 5 per race. Gives us no choice. Orders to bring him in, dead or alive.
Captain, wait. A desperate criminal is the most dangerous type there is. Rash action could lead to unnecessary bloodshed.
What do you propose then? Stare him into submission?
I wish to try reasoning with him. Prior to my introduction to the Mithril Musketeers, I served the Republic in the capacity of a military envoy. My negotiation skills may be somewhat rusty, but they haven't left me entirely.
Very well. You have 20 minutes, Captain Clara. No more. I must warn you, though, not to be disappointed should it turn out the murderer does not share the same logic as a decent folk. Captain, please be careful. Take another step, woman, and I'll cut you down.
I mean no harm. My name is Clara Bester, and I'd like to have a word with you.
She's discarded her weapon? Has she taken leave of her senses? You've got guts, I'll give you that. Say what you've come to say, but make it quick. I'm not a patient man. I wonder. Oh, I can't get the right dark. Oh, I can't. Oh, I can't get the voice right now. God. From one deep gravel voice to the other deep gravel voice, I'm not sure I can swap between those on the fly. I wonder what they're discussing. There we go. Solid Snake for this one, and the other one for this one. Oh God, this can be hard to switch between the two. What's she trying to do? Why don't I resolve with endless chatter? 20 minutes has come and gone. It has not been 20 minutes, Bartholomew. Yeah, back and forth is going to be hard between the two. I've done it. Enough! I've had a gutful of this fruitless waiting. Exner, this is Bartholomew. Do you copy? Edge closer to them and try to steal what you can of their conversation. No! You'll jeopardize the captain's safety! No! You hold it right there! Oh, fiddlesticks!
No, he didn't mean any harm.
Captain! Captain, are you unharmed?
Captain Bartholomew, what's the meaning of this interference? A peaceful surrender was within our grasp.
I merely acted upon your safety first and foremost in mind. Each passing minute spent in negotiation heightened the risk of you being taken hostage. The important thing is, no living being could have survived falling from such a height. The end result may have fallen short of ideal, but that doesn't change the fact we've accomplished our mission and put an end to Darksteel Hurricane's bloodlust.
That, you're correct. Darksteel Hurricane will terrorize the citizens of Bastok no more.
I was wrong to have doubted you, Captain Clara. And your goblin what voice did I have from? I was wrong to have doubted you, Captain Clara. And your goblin informant. I concede that not all beastmen are treacherous and bloodthirsty. At least not all the time. Oh, good.
Ratnios, please pass on my sincerest thanks to Limp Ears.
First Brigade, fall in. We return to Bastok. He's going to have one of those voices that is not consistent. I know Taurus Darksteel Hurricane would meet such an unceremonious end. Yeah, something doesn't seem right on that end. Something just isn't right on that end. He shouldn't have died that quickly. Yeah, the Raptor is the mount you get for free. You can't even get it. You don't even get a free chocobo mount. That's the worst part. Like, you get a raptor mount and anything else you can buy off of your, like, login points, which you get lots of login points, or various other ways you can acquire mounts. But the raptors are going to be your main mount. Because chocobos are time limited. You have 28 days with your mount because you were raising your chocobo, and then you have to let it be free. It's perhaps one of the more annoying things about 11.
Oh? That you? What's that? You want to thank Limp Ears? Sorry, but you just missed him. He left here a minute ago, skipping along and whistling an old gobby tune. Haven't seen him this cheerful since his boss died and the business went under. It's all thanks to the stable flow of work he's found with the Mythical Musketeers. Now his future's secured. He can focus on the more important stuff. Family. Seeing him happy puts a smile on my face. I know you can't see it, but I guarantee it's there. Anyway, here's a little something for you, so you can share in our delight.
A goblin belt. I don't even know what that is. Ah, that's how we turn into goblins. We could just look like a goblin. Unfortunately, that's not all. Gentle Tiger, what have you got going on? I've heard about the great news! Darksteel Hurricane is no more! Now all the sins of Bastok, excluding myself of course, because I was never intimidated, won't have to live in fear anymore. Hurrah! Uh-huh. Hey there, Zaid. And 5 moons. I see. So this is how the legend of Darksteel Hurricane came to an end. Unfortunately, the man's motives for choosing this particular juncture to resume his bloody reign went with him to the grave. For me at least, this spells several sleepless nights to come. Be that as it may, we have to content ourselves with the knowledge that no more innocent blood will be shed. Besides, with the new responsibilities we've been entrusted to our unit, you won't have the luxury of time to dwell on such matters. Huh? I've received a message from Chairman Pale Eagle just moments ago. The Senate has passed a motion to reappoint the Mythical Musketeers to its customary post by the President's side. Truly, Captain? I'm pleased to say so. It would appear the powers that be recognized our contribution towards solving these latest incidents. A ceremony will take place in the President's office shortly. Zaid and I have been invited to attend as representatives of our unit. Nicholas, prepare the report to be filed at the security office. I'll be making my rounds to the Department of Industry in the meantime. And Zaid says nary a word. Phew. Looks like we managed to come out of this on top of this little in-house tussle with the 1st Brigade. Something troubling you, 5 moons?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm as relieved as any of us here that the citizens can live in peace once more. Yeah, yet a part of me struggles to come to terms with Darksteel Hurricane's death. It's silly, I know. I'll go to Volcarl Inlet. As both Golka and a Mithril Musketeer, I must confirm with my own eyes the death of the man who had once ruled my existence. I also fear there'll be no closure for me this time as well. In this lifetime. 5 moons, wait! Let's accompany him. It's the least we can do for a comrade in his period of inner turmoil.
Captain.
What is it?
The encounter at Volcarl Inlet.
What of it? Darksteel Hurricane lies dead, and all blemishes have been cleansed from the Mithril Musketeer's name. We could have not hoped for a more ideal ending to this messy affair. Do you not agree?
Spare me the deception, Captain. Who was it that you crossed swords with on the bridge? That Golka was not Darksteel Hurricane. You know this to be true above any other.
For a fleeting moment, I thought the old you had returned, Zaid. Simmer down, soldier. Mind that you acquit yourself well while we're in the President's office.
That all but confirms that, yes, the original Darksteel Hurricane, the serial killer who killed people and terrorized Bastok, was at one point Zaid. And multiple people know this. But it's kept under wraps for country security reasons. National security reasons, that's the term. That all but confirms it. And even Clara knew and suspected. Because you were right. Zaid wasn't around for a lot of those scenes. He very well could have been the one to do it. But why? He's no longer Gulkin revolutionary. It had the right facial hair, but so is 5 Moons. 5 Moons has the exact same facial hair, skin color, height, and face. Granted, that's quite literally because they have like 5 faces total for Golkas. But still, it could have been 5 Moons. Could have been Zaid. Could have been any number of Gulkins, since they look very similar. If you think I hadn't noticed your clumsy footsteps. it's just you two. Why have you come? I was hesitant towards the whole idea, but Rachnios vehemently insisted that I wouldn't hear another word of it. So here we are. 5 moons. While I empathize with your feelings, it would be no minor coup to locate the body, even for a search party several score men strong. Let's head back to Bastock and... What's that below? Volker? So I wasn't the only one with darts gnawing at my mind as to whether or not truly it was Darksteel Hurricane who fell to his death.
I thought it'd be best if the body could be found and properly identified. After all, that's what it would have been done, ordinarily. I searched all the way to the river mouth, leaving no stone unturned. Finding nothing, I made my way back to the scene of the confrontation, thinking I might have overlooked a vital clue. That was when I stumbled upon the suit of armor, identical to that worn by the suspect, carelessly strewn among high grasses.
Well, considering the stretch of time that's passed since the incident, a large carnivore carrying the flesh away to its den would be a perfectly plausible explanation. But what if the other possibility? That man somehow managed to survive and is still at large.
Lived through both the captain's blade and the plummet from this dizzying height? I'd wager against that likelihood. An Eddymon.
It appears to be in a considerable hurry. But what could one of its ilk be doing in these parts? I sense something foul afoot. Let's pursue to its destination. Well, that's not where it went. At J7. Alright. Map reading J7. Okay, so we have to go up, over, and around. Around all these fallen trees. And then to the south. And across this bridge. Then over this way. Then we cut across here. And now we're over here at I-7. I believe it's in this little corner over here. Right by the Smilodons. Now, how we got underground is the mystery.
Damn. It's gone and holed up deep inside that cave.
I've read that the Araman's disproportionately large eye is susceptible to sudden changes in light conditions. If we had something that gives off a blinding flash of light, it'd be possible to flush out the Araman out of hiding. If it's blinding flash of light we need, I know something that'll fill the bill. A flare grenade! It's one of Chief Engineer Sid's most recent inventions. I was present for a trial of the prototype version. It literally turns night into day before you can even bat an eyelid. Yes, that sounds ideal. Rachnios, Volker, Five Moons, and myself will stay here and keep an eye on... Rachnios, Volker, Five Moons, and myself will stay here and keep an eye on in case the Araman attempts to flee. We need you to hurry back to Bastok and come back with one of those flare grenades. And thus, we must warp. Because it's actually going to be faster to warp, and then warp back and go back around. Because that's another thing, is Araman can in fact take on the forms of other people. That's the one suspicious thing about them. And they're also known to be... I'd say they're normally servants of, like, the Shadow Lord. But they could be any number of evil beings. Pawns and lackeys. Well, there's one person we can talk to who probably has access to that since we can't ourselves get into the metalworks. Our good old buddy. Gentle Tiger. You wouldn't have access to a flare grenade, would you? Hello there. Something I can help you with? Nicholas asked you to fetch a flare grenade, you say? You're in luck, because I was just issued one of those babies just yesterday for use in riot control. You can have it, as long as you promise to think of your good old friend Gentle Tiger when tossing it into an unsuspecting swarm of hostiles. Wait, what? I didn't even see another player. What? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, back in Jeuno, probably. Somehow I'm not surprised. You come up with interesting names, because here's the annoying thing. I believe your player's name needs to be one word. You can't have a first and last name. I don't believe, which makes it awfully annoying to have to. Which makes it awfully annoying to have to try and, because you can cram multiple words into one, and it's like that's great and all. People get creative. This game is 20 plus years old. I don't remember the exact number. 03? 22 years old? It is very, very old. Killer Tune, Tia Star, Batoris. Jukebox Cowboy. Okay. Jukebox Cowboy. Well. Westerday. 23. It'll be 23 years old and 26 then. Oh, God. I know this game's old. Westerday. People get very creative. Because this game is ancient. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, you get some great names from the player base. And you thought 14 had some names. I'm just reading up on the next set of directions. Take your time. It's just gonna be a fight with the Arrowmen. Which is not going to take long, probably. Because that'll be mission number 8 of 12 nation missions. So actually we're going to be like 3/4 of the way through the nation missions. There's 2 more interrupt points where the nation missions interrupt. Wait, technically there's 3, because there's a 13th one for the, There are 13 main nation missions, but it technically counts as part of mission 41. It's basically the epilogue for the nation missions. Because that's going to end up being probably an entire stream, if not 2 itself, as mission 41, when we get around to that. Because that one has 41-1, which is split into 3 sections, 41-2 and 41-3, along with 41-4. So that mission, that's going to be like probably 2 streams if things are particularly bad. But having said that, we'll get back onto the main storyline at quest number 16. Of 54.
Arachnios, we're back. And with the flare grenade, no less.
You do the honors. Release the safety handle, and on the count of 3, throw it back as far as you can inside the cave.
1, 2, 3.
Several Araman. We found a nest of them accidentally.
What in the world? Were they having an Araman's picnic in there?
They have us surrounded. Be at the ready.
And so we begin. Now we summon some trusts. The standard complement. Now this Arch Araman. This entity. He's been known to take on, and will take on, though he will probably die before he gets a chance to do it, take on various replica forms, which affect the skills he can use. Specifically, he'll take on the forms of Volker, Five Moons, and Nicholas. Which, shifting back, you know, between go-arounds. However, we are going to murder him so fast he's not going to get a chance. Maybe. That was only 5,000 points of damage. Why are the damage numbers not showing up again? Oh, he switched to Volker. Never mind. Apparently, I did not, in fact, kill him fast enough. He can supposedly be beaten without that. Oh, there we go. We finally got him. I think. Oh, there we go. The game had to register that he's actually dead. Oh, sometimes. Oh. 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 Didn't think they could do that, did ya?
Well, that sure left an unpleasant aftertaste.
I see now. The Darksteel Hurricane was purportedly vanquished by Captain Clara. It must have been this Ahriman. Considering what we just witnessed, you might be onto something. But that would mean the recent killings attributed to Darksteel Hurricane were, in fact... There's a strong case for that theory.
supposing that theory holds water, of all the people to impersonate, why Darksteel Hurricane?
Certainly warrants some thought. Let's start by weighing the information we have on hand. 5 Moons, I propose this question to you. What did the latest appearance of Darksteel Hurricane leave in its wake? What it left in its wake? That would be panic. On top of that, sorrow, fear, anguish. Sounds about right. Let's consider this. None of these things require that the perpetrator be a specific individual. There's no real advantage in borrowing the identity of Darksteel Hurricane. True that. But if anyone with his notoriety were to serve to only alert authorities and heighten his attention and security, hardly an ideal environment for a criminal to operate in.
So, the choice of Darksteel Hurricane goes deeper than simple murder. That the Araman should know of a Bastokian criminal from years ago also strikes me as odd.
I share the same concern. There's one more thing that plays heavily on my mind. Vecnios, next question's for you. Did you not sense something was amiss during our encounter with the transformed Araman? Something different from when you engage with an ordinary opponent? I thought as much.
What are you saying, Nicholas?
What I'm saying is this. It felt different fighting the transformed Araman because, you see, they weren't actually transformed. Rather, we were being made to see an illusion.
An illusion?
That's right. And this leads me back to when Captain Clara dealt with and that leads us back to when Captain Clara dealt with what was witnessed by many to be the decisive blow to Darksteel Hurricane. The difference felt at the moment of impact. There's no way this could have escaped the notice of an experienced soldier like the captain.
Are you saying the captain knew about this all along?
That's one theory. The other being that the captain herself is an Araman in disguise. I believe it's fair to assume that we've all noticed the recent changes in the captain. She exhibits a classic behavior of a person actively trying to conceal something. It reminds me. Captain and Zaid should be in audience with President Prane about now. I have a bad feeling about this. If all the recent happenings were part of an elaborate plot to regain the President's trust, all the time to be waylaid.
There's too many of them for this to be a happy coincidence.
Volker, Vecnios, you two hurry back to Bastok at once. We haven't a moment to delay. 5 Moons and I will do what we can to keep the new arrivals at bay.
Understood. With me!
Here's the thing. Unlike Final Fantasy XIV, warping is not a thing in this universe. All the teleporting I'm doing, not in the game until fairly recently, like 2017, 2016. I think. It might be as early as 2014, but warping, not a thing. You actually have to run these locations, or get a ship, or take a ship. Thank God for the quality of life that they've decided to put in. Granted, there's like 4 different warping types. You have the home point here, you have the survival guides over there in those books. I see Hemorrhoid Prime now. Lecter. Good God.
Oh, God.
And there was Lilith back there.
Oh, the names people have to come up with because you're only given like 12. You're only given so many characters to deal with, and it has to be one word. And then you've got, you know, Bottomless Gorge here. Henrik. Casper. And the glorious man who's always looking at the metalworks, Keenan. And then poor Kristoff, the samurai, over here. All right, Tiger. What's the matter? You look like you've seen a Tonberry. Not that I'm afraid of those cute little critters, of course. Oh, Captain Clara and Zaid? The two of them should be on the way to the president's office as we speak. Zaid, do you recall my words the day you joined the Mithril Musketeers?
As clear as the day, as if it were yesterday, Captain. You said to me that to forward the peace and prosperity of the Republic, one must be prepared to overcome unimaginable hardships. And for the sake of this cause, one must not scruple to employ whatever means necessary, be they fair or foul.
Those words stand resolute to this day. Do you still share this belief with me, Zaid?
I've never believed otherwise, Captain. Were it not for you, I would have been condemned to live out the rest of my wretched life as a creature lesser than a beast. Come what may, I will follow you to the end.
Then swear this to me, Zaid. That whatever you may witness from this point onwards, you may never cease to believe in me.
I swear, Captain.
Mithril Musketeer Captain Clara Bester and Mithril Musketeer Zaid reporting.
Oh. Clara, Zaid, it's simply been too long. I thank you for coming.
It is we who are deeply honored by your invitation, Your Excellency.
Let's do away with the pomp and ceremony, shall we? On your feet, both of you. Truth be told, none was more troubled than I over the Mithril Musketeers' dismissal from this post. But loath as I was to be bereft of your unit's reassuring presence, regrettably, there were those of influence who weren't so favorably inclined following the incident. I fear I had little choice but to appease their demands.
I fervently apologize for the distress my unit has caused.
No matter. It's all in the past now. Besides, true to your reputation, you found a way back to my side again. Not a moment too soon.
You're too kind, Your High Excellency. I, too, have waited long for this moment. For today I bathe my blade in your blood.
Huh? Clara? I'm not seeing the humor in this.
Zaid? Don't forget the oath you swore.
Captain, what are you doing?
Oh, is that where he got that scar from? We don't know.
I'd expected better of you, Volker. I will not tolerate insubordination in any shape or form.
Taking a blade to one of your own. What madness has taken you, Clara?
He who would call himself the leader of a nation must learn to be gracious in defeat. The time of parting is come. Farewell, President Preen of the Republic of Bastok. Zaid, have you so quickly forgotten your oath? Stand down!
Captain, please cease this madness.
I hear the sound of swords clashing. Volker! Captain, so the situation as we feared. I'm coming to your aid, Zaid! 5 moons, no!
Huh? Zaid?
Why did you interfere?
Listen well, Zaid. The next time we meet,
Captain.
it will not be me who stands before you.
Ah, something is going on.
Why, Captain Clara, I heard noises and so rushed here. Huh? That unsheathed blade. Captain Clara? Something is amiss. With me, men!
I cannot keep his voice consistent.
Mr. President, are you unharmed? Great Kaiser's ghost! Stay right where you are, all of you! Captain Clara would attempt to take the life of the president, and even strike down Volker with murderous intent. None of it makes sense! Every single member of the Mithril Musketeers has been detained for questioning. Looks like you being overlooked in all this is the only silver lining we'll be seeing in the darkest of clouds. With the intensity of the war against the Beastmen near to boiling, this internal discord couldn't come at a worse time. I'm afraid to imagine what will become of this nation. You're the Republic's only hope. Please, don't abandon us in our time of need.
And we abandoned them in their time of need. Literally, we can't do anything. We cannot continue the story. It's like, and goodbye, I'm scuppering off. Sometimes this game's like, and goodbye. It's like they wrote the stories not knowing where they were going to insert them in the overall flow of the expansion. It's terrible. Yep, goodbye. Yep. We won't see them again for another 11 quests of the main storyline. Time to deal with more Jeuno and Jeuno shenanigans. Ah, good lord. Like, even if I wanted to continue that story, which I do, I literally can't until we get to Quest 26. We're currently on mission 15. Like, it won't even let me trigger it. So, back in Sand Game. Oh, you're doing that thing again. Time to reset my controller briefly. The controller went and had a minor conniption fit. There we go. Right. Now we gotta go to... We gotta zone back into Sandoria from Ron 4. Because of course we do. Because that's how that works. Sometimes you have to enter areas from specific other areas. Archaic programming at its best. Because Wings of the Goddess came out in either 07 or 09. I cannot remember which. Let us brave the wilds. And keep in mind, this is only one of 3 nation stories that you could be doing. We could be doing the Sandorian one. Or the Windhurst one. But Bastock's what we decided on. And I can still go back and do them. But that's going to be an off-stream thing. More than anything. Ah! Ragnios! It's me, Lizette. You do remember me, don't you? Oh, please tell me you do. How could I ever forget? Uh-oh. Something has gone wrong. Really? What about our tag team duo? Future Fabulous. Do you remember that? Oh, what a relief. I'm glad to see your memory still intact. What's going on here, then? Oh, rather than try to explain, I think I'll show you what's been happening. Come on, follow me. Oh, is she being removed from the timeline? She's being removed from the timeline, isn't she? That's not necessarily a good thing, but also fine. You should never try and interfere with your own timeline. If Doctor Who has shown me anything, interfering with your own timeline causes nothing but headache. You sail.
Yes? Something I can do for you? Hi there! Troop Mayakov is in the midst of preparations for a dazzling new performance. We hope to see you among the audience when the curtains are drawn. You again? What is it with you? Even stubbornness has its limits, you know. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? It's me, Lilizette! And how many times must I tell you? We don't have a blinking clue who you are. You see? They don't recognize me. Then, what about Rachnios here? You don't remember him either? Yeah? It's Rachnios, the one who stumbled into the trap that we laid for the snotly talking cat on Yugnir Forest? We don't know you. We don't know him. We certainly don't know talking cats. How many ways do you want us to say that? Now, away with you! That was kind of creepy. She's probably just a harmless fan who's just slightly touched in the head. Gotta admit, though, she did a pretty good job with the outfit. Harmless or no, I think it's best if we ignore these nutty types. Fame can be such a hassle at times. Why is this happening? They've forgotten you too, Rachnios. Master Mayakov.
Someone is pulling their memories out.
Master Mayakov, Portia! Do you remember me? Right? Right? What has gotten into you these days? Lilizette! You're one of the most talented dancers I've ever taken under my wing. But at the same time, you're incredibly uncouth and unsophisticated. You must learn to embrace the grace and elegance that dancers in everyday life, if I do. After all, those who with to matters dance must we dance to master them.
I can't even parse that sentence if I wanted to. Because you can never tell if that's a that TH is supposed to be an S, or is it supposed to be a TH? After all, those who with to master dance must allow dance to master them. Got it. Good God. His speech is terrible at times, and I don't make it any easier.
Master Mayakov.
Hmm?
How have you been keeping, Lilizette? Master Mayakov and I were discussing the routine for a troop's next performance. It'd be lovely if you could join us. In times such as these, it's the least our troop can do to put on a show that'll warm the dampened hearts of its citizens. We've even received the backing of Sir Ragnalese and the Knights. Lizette, is something the matter? Portia!
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Forgotten who you are, they say. Are you absolutely certain? Weren't they just pulling some type of distasteful prank?
They don't... I hate to say it, but they were dead serious. They don't even remember who Rachnios is. It's as though the two of us have been completely erased, disappeared from their memories, but why? The two of us from the future, disappearing. Does that mean... No, it can't be. The future itself is disappearing.
Oh, little vet, you're still going on about that?
You don't have to believe me, Master Mayakov. This isn't some fool's errand I'm running.
Now, look here.
Sir, you might have to admit that many strange events have taken place since Lilizette has joined us. The strangest of all being that time back in Laval when Sir Ragnalos was struck down by the purple-garbed fiends. Moreover, many is the time that Lilizette has displayed knowledge of things no ordinary person could know. My senses tell me that something well beyond our comprehension is taking place.
Alright. I'll share with you what little I know. Though it would seem the mysterious pair drenched in ghastly purple, their wardrobe coordinator should be punished, by the way, has been the topic of discussion among the knights lately. A knight friend of mine indeed, said that the royal count has taken back reports of their fighting out in
Valdorna. I can't tell because half of this is French. And I don't know how to pronounce multiple vowels in sequence in French.
Really?
No, before you get all excited and act hasty, don't forget that they're fiends that are able to subdue even a knight of Sir Ragnarly's caliber.
We have to hurry to Valdona.
Lilibet?
I beg you, Master Mykov, please let me go. Something terrible is about to happen. I just know it. It feels as though everything I hold dear is being taken from me. Like the time Mother and Father died.
He has a lisp or is terribly even worse French. Or possibly gay. I can't tell. He could be all three of those. This is back in 2007, so it could be any one of those as a particular anything. I do portray him a bit more flowery than possibly he was originally supposed to be, but he definitely has at least a lisp.
I just can't sit idly by while this feeling eats away at my soul.
On with your heart is something. It's set on some. Once your heart is set on something, there is no talking you out of it, is there? Very well then. I give you permission to skip your lessons, but refrain from doing anything reckless. Understood?
Thank you, Master Mayakov.
He's also the only male in the dance troupe, so it's hard to tell what exactly is his thing with his way of speaking. Like I said, this is 2007. Who knows what the translators were doing with the original Japanese?
Portia, Ragnos, I want the two of you to come with me. I would, but I must stay at Sir Ragnarly's side.
Portia, why don't you keep them company?
But
you needn't worry about Sir Ragnarly's. It's already been taken care of.
I think he did make actually a pass at us and Sir Ragnarly's when we first showed up. Beg your pardons?
Allow me to introduce Sir Noli, the esteemed Commander Knight of the Red Roof. They have kindly volunteered to see to Sir Ragnarly's every need.
what?
Please, rest assured.
The chateau and its amenities are familiar to me. Please ignore the fact that I am dressed in samurai armor. I'm not from the Far East. I am from Sandoria, like everyone else. I shall personally see to it that Sir Ragnarly's lacks neither company nor comfort during his convalescence.
I'm so sorry, Portia. This was a proposal from General Corthix himself, and I just couldn't say no. Portia, we're gonna find a way to remove Sir Ragnarly's curse, and we'll come straight back after that. All right. I'll leave Sir Ragnarly's in your capable hands.
By the way, that's Lilizette's mother. I mentioned Sir Ragnarly's as her father. That's her mother. I did mention Lilizette is the only half-breed we see. She's half Hume, half Ellison. Mm-hmm.
You got all that? First up, Butysine Glacier.
Granted, her mother and father did die when she was very young, so she didn't get to spend a ton of time with them. And then she got thrown back into time, and now she has to deal with having met them when they met. Once again, some of these characters are hard. I actually have no problem with, yeah. This is when they started introducing time travel to everything, and it gets confusing. There we go, Batilda Downs. At J4, they say, huh? At E4. Okay, just straight north then. Yeah, because, Wings of the Goddess was when they actually started introducing things like Abyssia, which is the alternate timeline where the, main nations lost the war, and everybody died. Except for like 30 people. That takes place between End of Wings of the Goddess and Seekers. And it's specifically side content, so I covered Abyssia a while back when I first accidentally unlocked it. It's not bad content, and honestly, pretty fun, but it is... And there's story to it as well, but it is completely and honestly a separate timeline, and it makes even less sense. Because you're introduced to it from a guy who is from that timeline. He gets shoved into our timeline, specifically to send people back. To try and, not to stop the war, but to win the war, even though we lost. Abyssia can be weird. Huh, I never knew this ancient tree was here. through the tunnel at E4. I'm... Okay, must be not at the tree then. Honestly, I didn't even know that tree was there. Don't know what the tree's there for, other than it being an old, ancient, and... well, not completely dead tree. And I could say what I know about what spoilers I do know about the end of Wings, but I won't. Mostly because I don't know how it comes about. Ah, there's the tunnel I'm looking for. On to Budicine Glacier, which is closer to the Shadow Lord's territory, because he's over in Zarkabard.
Over there!
Over here!
Such a bleak, desolate place. Are you familiar with this region?
Probably not too much farther, I don't think.
Considering how expansive the glacier is, it wouldn't be feasible to wander around aimlessly, hoping to stumble upon a clue. I say we first investigate each of the magic towers scattered about here and...
Oh, you mean the Soja Towers?
What in the...
Probably a couple more quests. Mainly involving these Kate Sith. There's like a couple of quests involving these.
Phew, that was a close call. You owe me a lunch for that, Rachnios.
I am now unconscious. Which Kate are you? Oh, this is Noi. The one we always with.
You! The prancing prima donna and her posse! Searched for you the longest time I have on your elusive trail. I have a request of you, of utmost urgency, need you to do. Hold your chocobos there! Before I let you say anything, you'll have to answer my question fast! What? My fellow dance troupe members, Tanja, Raina, Judith, they've all seemed to have forgotten who I am. They're acting as though we've never met. And above all, then the Battle of Jeuno. We've been toiling away, doing exactly as you tell us in order to reduce the tears of the world. So why is something like this happening? What's the meaning of this? You say you've been forgotten? Your existence wiped from their memories? That's exactly what I'm saying. Shock, horror, the situation is as we feared. There's a traitor in our midst, a turncoat in our ranks. If you don't mind me asking, what exactly is this creature? Some variety of cat? So what's causing all this? You know something, don't you? I suppose you could say that. But if you do exactly as I say, heed my request, your friend's memories of you will be restored. Really? Probably. Perhaps. I've had it up to here with you. Who in the world do you think you are? Acting all suspicious and secretive and never giving us straight answers? For all your drudgery you make us do, you hardly do give it anything in return. It's awfully presumptuous of you, don't you think? But we're not going to put up with it anymore, you hear? Ever since arriving at the past, we've been scurrying about without cease, trying to put things to right. Isn't that so? We have the right to know what's going on in our world. Yeah. This is true. Your words can't be denied. Could these adventures truly be the ones spoken of in prophecy?
Very well. I will place my trust in you. But in return, you must be willing to offer me yours. Scratch each other's backs.
I can make no promises, nor do I know for certain what will come to pass, how events will unfold.
Even knowing this, are you prepared to tread the same path?
Walk hand in hand? To be honest, I'm not following much of your conversation. But if I were to trust you and do as you say, would it lead me for a cure for Sir Ragnarles?
Yes, it might.
What do you think we should do?
We've got nothing to lose, and everything's turned out well enough. Other than the lost memories.
Fantabulous! Now listen to what I say. My plea. I ask for your cooperation in rooting out a traitor among the Kite Siths. Detecting the defector. A traitor?
Yes. A reason to believe our secrets are being leaked to the enemy. Our mission compromised. At present, all of us should be standing at various locations throughout Budatin Glacier, awaiting instructions. Your task is to locate the remaining 5 Kate Siths, and attach one of these to each of them. Nice and secure.
And these are...
They're shadow bugs. Devices used for surveillance, monitoring movement. With this, we can observe the comings and goings of each individual kit, and ultimately ferret out the traitor. Catch him, or her, red-handed.
Understood.
Very good. We'll gather at the southern tower when you finish at your task. Accomplished your mission.
Rachnios? Portia? Let's go track down the Kate Siths. It may not seem like much of a lead, but it's all we have at the moment. Let's see where this takes us.
One has, however,
When the Harbinger cometh,
The champions of dawn shall descend.
the Maiden of Dusk shall descend.
O merciful Artana,
Which of these is the will of the world?
okay, from Batilda Downs. Let me unload that into a separate thing. Okay, from where we are. Now, each one of these Kates has a cutscene associate. It's not cutscene, a mini game associated with them. And each of these 5 towers are actually points for Soja, which we see in Chains of Promethea. Which is kind of, that's how I want to say, it's not the alternate dimension, it is the, oh, what's the term for it? It's the former civilization of the Zilart. And kind of how it split off reality. Kind of. Soja's kind of weird. It's kind of an alternate timeline, kind of pseudo. It's weird. Soja is very hard to explain. But also, this is the Shadow Lord's territory. The Shadow Lord is out and about doing things, and he's united the Beast Tribes, the Beastmen. We are on his doorstep because Zarkabard is where his actual fortress is. So we're accidentally on his doorstep. Oops. Hence why the bones are out here. There might be demons as well. There's the regal paw print we have to look for. Investigate the first Soja Tower.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol. In the blessed radiance. Over there. My, this one's gonna be tricky. How are we supposed to even get close? I knew a situation like this might arise, so I came prepared. Listen up. When you think you've got a clear shot, use the blowpipe to shoot a shadow bug at her.
Oh, come on. Go! Got her. Oh, that was annoying. That's not the most annoying one. If what is to be said is to be believed. Now, how do we... Now we have to backtrack to the yellow one. I'll at least get these five Kates bugged. At the very least. We might need to save the cutscene at the end for next time. Depends on how long it takes us to navigate this glacier, because, of course, this is as fast as the raptor goes. Fairly certain that Ice Fang was about to attack us. They are kind of pretty tigers. Dinner will have to come first before Arcadian. So, yeah, I'm afraid we can't do any roulettes.
The champions of dawn shall descend. There's one. I'll show you how it's done. I want you to position yourself at a vantage point and direct me from there.
It's red light, green light time! It is red light, green light. Whoops.
When she's got her hands on her hips, that means she's taking 2 steps.
Oh, sneaky. Sneaky cat. How that cat didn't see her, I don't know. Oh! Tigers are right on top of us. Next one is the G one? Why is that one the next one? I'm gonna try to get to that one. Oh well, whatever. It's not gonna do us any good to just look at the map. We need to get places. Yeah, it's a good. That is indeed a very good goal for the year. Have you tried the recent changes they made to Gunbreaker with now the 1-minute burst window as opposed to the 2-minute? I haven't had a chance to try it, but that could be interesting. There we go. Have to go this way. I mean, I didn't mind the 2-minute window version, but it always just kind of felt like it... The one every minute, it felt like a lesser version of the 2-minute. It always felt kind of like it needed something there, in my opinion.
With wings to bear. There's another one. Portia, here, take the shadow bug. Who, me? Don't worry, Ragnos and I will guide you through it. You'll be fine. Look, Portia lacks a certain killer instinct, which means your signaling has to be no less than immaculate. Got it?
Oh! Oh, that was dangerously close. And now we just wait it out. There we go. And the next one is going to be red light, green light again. But can you guess who's going to do it this time? I'll give you a hint. It's not Portia and it's not Little Zette. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. We get to play red light, green light. In first person, nonetheless.
When the harbinger cometh. Found one. Supposed to attach a shadow bug to it. Well, I'll have to try and sneak closer when it's looking the other way. It sounds like a plan. What a determined expression you're wearing. Do you mean you volunteer?
Yeah.
Well, if you insist, who am I to argue? Just don't let us down, okay?
Ah! Cursed cat. Come on. Turn around, thank you. I just know you're gonna do a fast turn. I knew it. God! Cursed cat. You kidding me? At least they don't. At least you get a chance to try it again. Right away, but still. That's annoying. Come on. I knew it. I knew it.
How does this thing with its giant eyes not see us? Good lord. All right. From here. From here. There's one last one to go to. And this one doesn't have... It's not red light, green light. This one's worse. This next one's apparently even worse. Potentially even worse. I can't say it's definitely worse. It has the potential to be worse. But first, we've got to pick up that survival guide. Not that this survival guide's going to help us in any way, shape, or form. It's just good to have your fast travel points unlocked. Gargoyles. And yes, that's a very interesting way to spell gargoyle. Because you don't often see it spelt like that with the O-U and double L-E. I want to know what reference material they found that spelled gargoyle like that. I want to know the reference material. It's probably French. It might be Middle English. It's hard to tell. Nearly walked right by the entrance to the last tower, which is up here. Eventually. Yeah, this is definitely gonna have to be the end point. My throat, I'm feeling the voices. Oh, that's an enemy model I've not seen before. That's an absolutely frightening thing. I knew it was French. It's always the French. It's always the French. Why is it always the French? Oh. I joke, but it is seriously always the French. Oh. Anyway, now we're gonna be transformed into a baby chocobo. The eternal night is at an end. An enchanted item that gives its wearer the power to transform into a cuddly, chirping chocobo chick at will. It's a costume piece. That high-pitched chirping of a chocobo chip will surely draw its attention. After all, no self-respecting feline could possibly resist such delectable bait. But the chirping is bound to get old. Be sure to mix things up by keeping our target on hook.
Stun it time! I don't know why that worked, but it did.
Yeah.
These things do not have much power or physical resistance.
And with that, as much as it kind of pains me to be like, and that's where we're calling it. That's where we're calling it, because honestly, my voice, I can feel my throat, and it's like, it is not agreeing with all the voicing. It's like, and I'm about ready to close up on you, and it's like, I'll need to give it a rest. But, we'll see you all next week. Oh, good lord. There's an entire Joe family. I'm gonna assume that's a tri-boxer. We'll see you all on Monday. Joe Daddy, Joe Mama, and Joe Mama Jr. So yeah, that's definitely someone who's triple boxing, or tri-boxing as they call it. One person, 3 subscriptions, 3 characters they control at the same time. I don't know why you'd ever want to do something so stupid as that. Well, then you got Nya Nya over here. There's another one right over here, Nya Nya. No, Monday will be more Linux game testing. This is going to be the one that's going to be interesting, because these are MMOs that I very specifically know might not work. Like, I expected the ones last week to work. This one's going to include Black Desert Online, which may not work, period. Because that, I believe, has an anti-cheat on it. If I'm remembering correctly. So we'll be testing another 4 MMOs, see if they work, see how they work. That one's going to start at... We're going to start testing at midnight. We're going to start testing at midnight, like midnight proper. So, bright and early. I don't know. I can definitely add that to the list and see if it does. I wouldn't put it past it not, but one never knows. Compatibility definitely is a crapshoot. Like everything I tested last week, EVE Online, I know WoW works, 14, 11 work, both Guild Wars' work, and what was the other one we tested? There was another game we tested. What was the 4th MMO? Warframe. That was the other one. Yeah, all those work on Linux. Yeah, that was Warframe. That was the... Which, as much as I want to get into Warframe again, every time that I get in there, they've changed so much. It's like, you don't... Like, I'm not even sure the original story I was on is still in there anymore. Because it looks like all the locations are now opened up to me, and I'm like, I was literally having to unlock those travel nodes, and now they're just all open? Anyway. Yeah, I'll have 4 MMOs for Monday, and we'll be back in Final Fantasy XI Wednesday, midnight 30. and 2 o'clock, and 2 p.m. on Saturday. With a demo that I've not figured out what's going to be yet on Friday. We'll see you all next time.